we go. Yeah.
Wow.
All right, we are in the, ooh, that's nice. She's making me, Dana's making me placemats for my table at home. They're gonna be beautiful with the Polish pottery. I make a whole set of them. Isn't that a beautiful little machine she's using? Little tiny thing.
It's the featherweight. It's a Singer featherweight.
Singer featherweight. This is like an apartment that she has. It used to be, when they were taking care of her mother-in-law, this was her apartment, and then she passed away when she was almost 90. So, but let me show you what I'm working on here. Anyways, isn't this place beautiful? I'm gonna go slowly. Sorry, guys. But we're set up here in the bright sunshine. I'm sewing on the side, and she's sewing on the end. And so yeah, this is set up really nice up here. This is where I'm staying. Of course, I'm just spoiled rotten. This is very nice. This is where I've been cutting. I cut a bunch of squares, and I'll show you some of the stuff I put together. She has a room up here that I finally laid the top of my quilt out, and I'm finishing up how I want to do the top. Now I'm going to head out onto the little balcony they have out here at the deck. We're seeing what the temperature's like to maybe go for a walk. Oh, this is so...
It's not warm like it was.
No, it's so pretty out here. Ooh, it's a little... I'll just show you around. Now, I'll show you down here. This is coming around now to their actual house here in Maine. And that hydrangea is the most flower-producing hydrangea, I think, in America. It is amazing. She picks beautiful bunches of it and puts them all over the house, and they last all winter. Absolutely beautiful. So we're trying to decide if it's too cold to try to go out for just a little bit of a walk. Okay, now you can see I've still got some gaps. Those are places where I'm setting in more squares because the length is now good for a queen size bed after we put the border on, which we're gonna do. But as far as piecing things, it's done. But I had to add more to the width. And I loved how the corners came out. And so I didn't want to put something on top of that, so I am adding to the width from the middle. And see, there's my center piece. These aren't sewn together completely yet at all, of course, but there's my center piece that's framing the beehives and the lilacs and stuff like that, and all the bees. And then, so Dana's holding the camera for me now, which is great. So I'm really trying to finish how I want it all to fall, to fall into place. One kind of unique thing I've decided to put into it, because you can see there's different blocks and things put here. If you can see right there in the middle, it's kind of got a border of thinner pieces around it to kind of highlight that center piece. And then right at the ends of the top and the bottom, I'm going to be framing this with a border. But I made these. I made 2 of them. And they are going to be like, this will be almost like a medallion. It's going to hang off the end of the bed. And there'll be one that'll be up at the top there. Now that one's not finished. You can tell it's still a little bit wonky, but I'll be straightening it out and fitting it with a border. And that'll be up the part that'll tuck up above the pillow. So anyway, I've been doing a lot of cutting. I use the big cutting thing with the pizza roller, the pizza cutter. And I had to make 36 more squares. So I just took my fabric and you lay this on it, and I'll demonstrate a tiny little bit here. And this is out. Put the pressure down and just make these beautiful, very nice, neat cuts. So I made myself 36 more of the little charm pack squares so I could increase the width of the quilt. So I'll show you a little bit of, now I'm going to continue to piece colors and pieces together, because I want these sections here to stay kind of symmetrical as I go out. So I'm choosing the pieces I want to put together. And it's neat. I have 9 different fabrics that I've been using to make this, and I needed 36 squares. So I just made 4 of each. So it's going to be, even though there's a lot of things that are just different patterns put together, these little strips are going to be symmetrical, working, from the middle out on all sides, and I have exactly the number of pieces I need to be able to do that. So, boy, my gosh, she's got a nice big floor. It's hard to lay a big quilt out like this without a space like this. So I'm having a ball. All right. Now I'm sitting here beside the quilt top, just looking at it, because I want to now figure out what squares I want to fill in the rest of this with. See, I've got some symmetry going on here, and so I want to figure out what squares I want to take it right out to the edge. It's going to end up with an extra half out there, which I'll just cut off, and so that's my next thing that I'm going to be kind of figure out. I've cut all my squares here, and so I've just got to figure out how I want to lay them out. I love this Foff. This is even like a quilt edition. This is Dana's machine. Man, it is nice. What I'm doing here is putting together the strips of the little blocks that I'll be filling in the middle with. So, see, I'm making these strips that are going to be filling the middle in. Yep, so I'll go on to the next one. Right sides together.
Or as my granddaughter says, bright sides together.
Yeah, bright sides together. While her granddaughters were here, they are 4 and 6. She helped the little 6-year-old to make a quilt for her baby doll, and it came out so cute. And then the little one and I worked together, and we made a mask for the Barbie doll. It came out doggone good. You know how tricky it is to make a mask for a Barbie doll? But she has her own mask now, so she is being socially safe. It was so cute. But that was her suggestion, that she wanted to make a mask. So we did. Okay. Right to the edge. Okay. Alrighty, well, I'm just putting these together. Okay. My sister's Foff has a setting. It's a button right there. That's really cool, because what it does is it makes, every time you stop, the needle goes into the fabric and stays there, so that I don't, if I have to stop for a second, it keeps my seam very stable. I really love that feature. Okay, I have just put together the last of the big pieces for that one side, and now I can sew those two together.
I have a lot of machines I really love, and I love the fop that Beth is working on, and I love this little featherweight. But I got another one that I love this weekend, and I'll have to show it off at some point. It's an old Kenmore, and it comes in this little, beautiful little case. And I'm just thrilled with it. I've gotten it running so far. There's just one other adjustment I need to make, and it should be up and ready to go too. So, love my sewing machines.
Yes, and she knows how to fix them and take care of them. How old do you think that little featherweight is?
It's from the 70s. Oh, featherweight. Oh, this one's oh, I looked it up one time and now I can't remember, but I think it's from the 40s.
Okay. And then if you look over here, this is the machine I'm working on. It's a FOF. Oh, of course, just awesome machine.
I got that used at work. Oh. It's been a great machine.
Oh yeah.
That's a good
What did
start.
you do?
Isn't that quilting gorgeous on there? Free motion quilting. Oh, the sign that says learn the basics and more. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my goodness. And the thread is variegated, so it's in different colors. Oh, boy, is that pretty. I just ended up with a mask and a shirt that matched today, and I thought it was really look cool up against this quilt. How about that? Everybody's being very careful about distancing. There's not very many people in here right now, and everybody's got masks, so we're doing good.
This is just an up and down. So if you push this once, the thing will go down, the needle will go down.
Okay.
Push it again, it'll come up.
Okay.
But that's all that does. This one will turn it off and on.
Okay.
And so you push this button and then you move and
It's sewing.
it's sewing. Right?
Cool. Oh, that is so cool.
Yeah.
Can I show you what I'm doing? But my quilt has a bee theme, so I'm making bees.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, and then this one actually, got the ones I actually put the stripes on him. It's just an experiment.
Right.
How fun! That's awesome. photograph into a gorgeous quilted hanging. Oh, that's beautiful. Huh. Oh man, such detail. What you said you called it thread painting.
Yeah.
Such details.
Yes, you would call this the thread part painting, and this is just free motion then.
Right. Yeah, on the tree it's being painted, and then it's free motion in the sky. Oh, look at the reflection of that boat. Wow. Oh yeah, they've got some machines that do beautiful fancy embroidery, and here we can see some of the beautiful embroidery that the machines do. Oh, it's gorgeous. Another example of the machine embroidery. Oh my goodness, it's so beautiful.
This is a quilt that Tyler and I made. This is Dana. And what we did was we sewed strips together, and then we used some of the decorative stitches from the machines that we've been repairing to run along the middle of each of the strips. And then I took it home and cut it up and sewed it back together like you do with a regular quilt. So I have a few used machines ready for sale, and so we've got a couple of them right now, and there should be more coming up in the, before too long. But then from here on out, these are brand new machines for sale, and they range in price from about $300 clear up to car prices. So got a little bit of everything. We've got notions, basically sewing machine parts and things that you need for sewing machines along the walls. We've got some thread, got a little bit of fabric. We've got needles, bobbins, that sort of thing that people need. And then towards the back is the repair area.
So this is Dana's workstation here, and this is a machine that she's working on. Boy, it's amazing what she can figure out inside of these things, but this is where she works. So, isn't that cool?
Here is the graveyard, where we have tons of machines that we pull old parts off of back here. And so, yeah, it's just, we've got lots going on here.
This is really
busy
cool.
little shop.
Yeah, this is really cool.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, so pretty. Look at this along the wall here. A map. So pretty. And this is up here, Dana said was a panel.
Yes,
Yeah, it's got the,
sell 'em up here.
yeah.
That's true.
They actually sell these panels, and wouldn't that be beautiful to make something out of with the lighthouse on there? That's so Maine.
Well, there's a
Oh, so pretty. I love this one.
move the price a little bit if that was the case.
And then this one. It's really fun. So see the little part I made with triangles? That's going to be at the very foot of the quilt and at the very head of the quilt. This is a directional quilt, so even my, my beehives and all that, and the words, I'm trying to make them all actually right side up, so it has a head and a foot. But I've got these little additions put on, and I'm going to be adding this on the side. And what that's going to do is it's going to take these and make them now, I can make them as big as the rest of my squares, so I can still symmetrically sew the whole thing together. So
called
once I get these,
sashing.
you what?
It's called sashing.
Sashing?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sashing.
I guess it's better than sashaying.
Yeah. Yeah, I try not to sashay. But anyway, so I'll be stitching these on. And then actually once these are done, and I'm going to trim these edges to be exactly the same size as my sewn squares so I can tuck it right in, I will be ready to start putting some of the big seams together. Now that is exciting. Yes, okay. And the triangle pieces that I did, and I'll show you where I'm going to be putting those. Okay. There we go. Now, of course, I have to sew everything together, but that'll be up at the pillow area, the head of the bed. And then, and see, now it's going to be queen size as soon as I put my trim on, my border edging. And see, now I made another one here I'm walking around this, that's at the bottom, and this will be having a border, and then it'll be draping over the end. I thought that added a little bit of interest, but still the focal point, of course, is the hives and bees and everything right smack dab in the middle of that. I think I need to press that again. Okay, oh my goodness, my next step is to start sewing all these big pieces together. I might have something I can show at the quilting class today with Dana. Well, I think I just finished my last design piece. When I set this down, then all that's going to be left, and I'll show it to you, all that's going to be left is starting to put border. You know, I'm going to have some border strips going around it. And then I think my whole top will be done. Oh my goodness. So let me show you this one that I just finished. I am actually starting to put the big pieces together. I have sewn the whole center strip, and I'll show that to you in a little bit. And now I'm starting to put all these big chunks together so that I'll end up with just 3 long seams down the entire length of the quilt top.
2. You have 3 things.
I have 3 pieces. It'll be 2 long, I tried to indicate for you,
Right.
2 long seams down, putting the sides to the middle, and I'll have the whole quilt top actually put together. And man, am I being careful to keep oriented on how these pieces go together. It helps a lot that Dana's got this big area of floor, and I can keep the whole thing spread out, and I'm just picking pieces up and then sewing them together so I can keep everything in straight. So, all right. So I'll get this sewn, and then the next time when I show you what I'm doing, I'll show you that big centerpiece I have finished also. So I've just added on another of the big sections. I had to sew these together, the sections here, and then I sewed it, sewed it onto here. You try to have the biggest, you have to put together the biggest, straightest pieces you can so you don't end up having to, come along and figure out how to make this sew up to this. No, I did them all as one big section, and then it was easy to stitch it to this. I'm going to press this now. Of course, I'll flip it over, and I'm going to press this new seam. I've been pressing all the seams. And then, oops, sorry, I don't mean to make you dizzy. I press this, and then I will show you that center stretch that I got done that's completely finished now. And this is like 2/3 of one of the sides. So I'm going to start pressing these. Okay, I better put the phone down. Hot iron. I'm genuinely enjoying the creativity of this, and figuring out how should I put all this together and looking at it and positioning things around. And I'm amazed. I'm actually to the point now where I'm finally putting all the pieces of the top together. Oh my goodness. So this is the large section that I just finished putting together. And now I'll put this one together. And see, there's little individual strips and some things that I need to, add on here. But this part was a little more complex right there, and I already got that done. And then here's my center. There's going to be the pillow area, and if things look a little rumpled, I just need to smooth it out more. And also when you quilt something, anything that might be a teeny bit rumply will flatten right out. My sister reassures me. But anyway, there's the top, and then I come down. This is the center of the quilt. There's my focal point, and it's everything on here is right side up when it comes to those words or the beehives. So it'll have a top and a bottom. And you come on down, and there is the foot of it. Now, I will be putting some trim around the edges, but that's the basic pattern that I have put together. Okay, I have pressed the seams open. You press every single time. Keep your seams pressed. And then this goes, whoa, sorry. Trying really hard to do this without making you dizzy. My sister had to go fix lunch, and so I'm down here by myself. I'm working here by myself. Try to do this right. Okay, now, when I put those 2 pieces together, that will be that entire side put together. And then I'll put this side together, same way, and then I will stitch them both to the middle. Nice big rectangles, much easier to sew good seams on. With these big pieces that I'm putting together, I am taking a few minutes to make sure that I've lined them up carefully, and I am pinning. And it takes a little bit of time, but boy, is it worth it, because then once I start sewing, I know they're going to come together smoothly and evenly, so it's worth the time to put into it. All right, this is my morning when I'm gonna have to leave Maine and go back home. And I wanted to show you, I almost got my first border on all 4 sides. I got it on 3, but this is the whole thing now put together. Wow, it's been so satisfying and at times so tricky. It was a lot of work to make sure all those beehives are upright and all the letters going the same way, but I'm very happy. And we have this beautiful, rich, dark fabric, which the leader of Dana's quilting group brought and gave me, which was so sweet. And I've got that, and I can put that and then to make more border right there. And would you believe it, when I finally sewed this whole thing together, this was not by my careful planning. A queen size bed is about 60 by 80, and this top, before I put the border on, which hangs over, is 60 and a half by 80. Oh my goodness, I'm so amazed. So anyway, I'm gonna be heading home today, so. Well, as usual, dear, thank you for everything. This has been so cool.
It has been fun, and in spite of the things that we didn't get done, we'll just have to save it for next time.
Oh, absolutely, there'll be a next time, that's
Okay.
for sure.
Yeah.
So anyway, thanks so much, dear.
Yeah.
Well, I am heading back home again. I'm trying to look at the camera lens, but I'm on the plane heading back home. The colors I was just noticing out the window, they're beautiful. It was wonderful getting to work on everything with my sister like that. I loved the visit. So I'm gonna sign off now. I'm in here. Quick. You guys live simple, live free. I love you, and be blessed. And I will see you again soon. I'll keep you caught up on what's happening with the quilt. Okay, bye-bye.